Tampa Bay's home opponents for 2021 that you're looking at right here. It's going to be one of these 8 teams, gents, that get that showcase slot to kick off this season. NFC South rivals, playoff teams, and it's bound to be a good one. And the date of that is, of course, September 9th. So we can do a little guesswork here, can't we, guys? If you were the schedule makers in their labor of love, tough job that they do, who do you want to see play the Bucs for the kickoff game 2021?
I think we're about to enter an off-season that's going to be about a lot of young players. I think that we've already crowned the Rodgers and the Mahomes, but, like, who's the next? I think Josh Allen's the next, and I feel like the NFL is putting its weight behind Josh Allen being the next. You see him being being featured a lot in a lot of the NFL's marketing materials, and I believe he's going to be a favorite for the MVP award. This is going to be a showcase game. Let's start the season off with one of our next young stars. I say let's go right out of the gates. Bills at Buccaneers. Traditionally, not two huge markets for the NFL. This isn't Cowboys versus Steelers. But when you're talking Brady at 43 years old and Josh Allen as the next young great gunslinger, I love the showdown. You also have this other element of Brady's ownership of the Buffalo Bills. Kyle mentioned it last year. He's beaten the Bills 32 times.
32. It's the most ever.
32 times. The most times ever a quarterback has beaten another team.
Insane.
Just very little success that the Bills have had against Tom Brady as an organization. Is this a ripping back of that torch and saying we're going to go back to a pre-Brady time and we're going to show you that we are a class of the AFC East and the class of the AFC? Or is this just a continued dominance? I love the first game of the season. It sets us up. Last year, I'll be honest, I didn't think the Houston Texans answered the bell. They played the Chiefs.
Right.
We hyped up Deshaun Watson.
So true.
Didn't go as well.
Edwards-Helaire was running crazy.
Edwards-Helaire went nuts, and the entire Chiefs team just kind of gelled, and the Houston Texans were an afterthought. The Bills are going to be that team this year that everyone's hyping up all offseason. Let's see the quarterback that I think a lot of people are going to be picking for MVP. Let's see how he performs in Tampa. I want Bills, Bucs. Let's start it off right. Young and old.
Young stars.
And let's go.
It's really good, and that could be framed as a potential Super Bowl matchup, that type of thing. It's really well said. Let's get the Cowboys in here. Let's get Peter says Bills. I say let's pay some Bills. I want to see Dallas. Here's the deal. We haven't seen Dak in a long time. We haven't seen an important, significant Dallas Cowboys game in a long time. Here, week 1, we could put the Cowboys, the 1 p.m. window against Carolina, and they won 31-23. We come in here Monday, and it's, what did we learn from this Cowboys win? What do we think about? Nothing. Right. I don't know. Who cares? We'll talk about it when they're in prime time. Give me Dallas versus Tampa. You want to talk about Brady's dominance. So Dallas is one of 5 teams that Brady's never lost to. He's never lost to him. He's 5-0 against Dallas.
Wow.
Oh.
There
it is. He's played Dak 1 time. It was a couple of years ago, and he won. Obviously, he's played really well against them. But it's really less about the matchup. It's Bucs-Cowboys is not a thing. Never really has been. I want to see Dallas. I want to see Dak. I want to see Ezekiel Elliott. I want to see Mike McCarthy, CeeDee Lamb, all of them. This is supposed to be the next wave. They opted out effectively last year. Dak got hurt. The whole season fell apart. Let's launch this thing right, and right here on the Monday show after week 1, in fact, the Friday show after the opener, it's Cowboys versus Brady. Peter, I like the Bills too. The star in the helmet is nice. I know.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I love the Cowboys and, of course, Josh Allen and the Bills. I mean, that's fantastic. Mine might not be as scintillating, but I want to do a matchup that has a lot of emotion attached to it. And I'm talking about the Buccaneers versus the Saints.
Here we go.
Talk about it.
In the division, I want to start right off with the Saints looking at the Bucs saying, we were the division winners. I know we don't have Drew Brees, but the last time we faced you, last season, we smoked your boots. What was the score? 38-3. Yeah. And now you think about the fact that Jameis Winston is that quarterback who just threw that trick play right there. He used to be what the Buccaneers loved. So he's going to walk into a place where he was once welcomed, and he's going to face Tom Brady, who went in within 1 year, and turned this whole organization around. Now you can flip the table upside down.
This is scintillating, Nate. It is.
Jameis' first start as a Saint.
This was great. First start as a Saint. And then on top of that, you just think about how well the Saints have played against the Bucs over the years. Now I get it. This is a completely new Buccaneers team. They have a great defense. Tom Brady has brought a different type of juice to this organization, to this city.
In the regular season.
But when it comes to the Saints facing the Bucs, you still have that big brother mentality. So why not go in there as the division winners of 2020 and saying, no, this is our division. Last year, it was cool. Congratulations on the ring. But this year This is ours. I like this. And I've said it before. I do feel like Jameis Winston is going to play well within this offense. They better be ready because Jameis Winston, Taysom Hill, and the Saints, they could play ball.
I think it might be Saints Bucks. You make a good case. All three intriguing matchups, but out of those 8 teams available, Kyle, don't you kind of want it to be the rookie? What an intro to the NFL. I don't want to, I mean, if Justin Fields gets this gig through training camp or they name him the starter and he's the guy from the jump, what better welcome to the NFL, Kyle, than, hey, we're going to put you up against Tom Brady. You're going to debut on national TV before everybody else plays. And you're going to go up against the defending champs. Hell of an introduction to the National Football League.
The disparity in experience would be amazing.
Right.
And also, the Bears smashed the Bucs last year. That's the Tom Brady 4 fingers game. I forget what down. Remember Khalil Mack? I think it was Tristan Wirfs. He threw him through the clouds. They smashed him much. That's a good one.
Could this ever happen, Peter?
Absolutely. I mean, especially if we're hearing that feel. I mean, look, they're making the schedule today and tonight, and I think they're assuming Dalton's going to be the quarterback week 1, so it's probably not as likely. But gosh, I mean, even if the Bears just as a big national team, it's a possibility. And I think Bears is like NFL tradition. They started.
Do you have any feeling for that? We talked about it yesterday about Fields, Dalton, like week 1. What's
I
your
don't
take?
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think Dalton is the odds-on favorite just because of traditionally that's what happens.
They can compete with Dalton. That's I told you.
It could be. It's funny with that. It's also a Michigan-Ohio State thing, like Brady versus Fields. I like that. Like, there's a lot of
Chicago.
That college footage.
Out of all of those matchups, all 4, which one do you think is most plausible?
Most plausible is probably mine because it's Dallas. But I got to admit, I was feeling very strongly about the Cowboys. My favorite one is now Nate's because I honestly think that one of the best shows on the sport is going to be Jameis this year. And him going into Tampa week 1 against Brady, like, this is awesome. Your ex versus your current, like, Nate, that's my favorite.
And you know he's going to grip it and rip it. I mean, as much as Jameis might have learned from Drew Brees and Sean Payton saying, hey, just give us a chance, I think the old James is going to come out.
Is that right?
He's going to let
in his